Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. In this Tumbler tutorial, I'm going to show you how to create a tumbler using your own printed vinyl. So this sheet of vinyl that I'm using here is one that I printed myself. I will link the printable vinyl that I use down below in the description box. And the file I'm using is just a seamless file that I think I got from Etsy. I'll try and find the exact same one if you're interested in the same cute little duck pattern that I'm using here. But basically what I did is in my word processing software, I have a Mac, so I use Pages, which is equivalent to Word on a PC. I just took that seamless file and repeated it 4 times to fill up my entire sheet, and then I printed it on my printable vinyl. It's really that simple. With my printer or my settings, I don't know if it's me or the printer or the computer or what it is, but I have not been able to figure out how to print anything without the white border around the edges. So you might be able to if you use different software. I've tried Google Docs, I've tried Canva, I've tried my Pages, I've tried all different kinds of things to get my images to print without the white border around them, and I just can't figure it out. I think it might be my printer. I don't know. But otherwise, everything prints perfectly. The quality is really great, and I'm able to work with it within those parameters. So anyway, once I've got my vinyl printed, I'm going to apply it to my tumbler pretty much the same way I would a professionally printed sheet of vinyl. I cut it down to fit the size of my tumbler, which happens to be perfectly cut around those white borders that I've got when I print it. So I just cut off all of those white borders and it fits this 24-ounce plump from the Tipsy Magnolia perfectly. And I'm going to secure one end of the vinyl down with some painter's tape after wrapping it around the cup with the backing on it to make sure everything lines up right. And then I'm going to slowly remove the backing from the vinyl as I push the vinyl onto the tumbler. Now, typically with a professionally printed sheet of vinyl, I would use my vinyl scraping tool and just kind of push the vinyl onto the cup with that tool. But because printable vinyl is a little bit more delicate, I'm just using my thumbs to push it on, making sure that we don't have any air bubbles, nothing lifts or crinkles or creases. This isn't as flexible as a professionally printed sheet is going to be, so you just need to be a little bit more careful, a little bit more thoughtful in your application. Also, I get questions about this all the time, but I do not seal my printable vinyl. You don't need to. You only need to seal water slides. You do not need to seal printable vinyl. It's just like sticker paper. Once you put epoxy over it, it's the same as like any other kind of vinyl. At least all of the printable vinyl brands that I've used, you don't need to seal them. In fact, I found that when I try to seal them with like clear spray or something like that, it kind of messes up the printing quality of the image because of the vinyl, just like type of printing paper that it is. So I do not seal my printable vinyl ever at any step. Even once it's on the cup, I'm not going to spray it with anything. I just go right into epoxy. So once I'm done concealing the seam, the same way I do with all of my vinyl wraps, I'm just going to cut a wavy line down where the excess vinyl is going to be removed. And I feel like that kind of conceals the seam enough. Sometimes I'll cut around different shapes and just try to hide that harsh straight line that you sometimes see with vinyl wraps. I hate those. So once I'm done with that, I'm going to move up to the top rim of the tumbler, and I'm using a craft knife with a brand new blade. You can get like non-name brand blades on Amazon in bulk. I think I've purchased them once, like in 2021, and I'm still using that same pack of blades today, and they were really, really cheap, like less than $10. So I'll link those down below for you too if you want to just load up on craft knife blades. I think using a brand new blade is like a total game changer. It makes cutting off excess vinyl, especially this printable vinyl, it makes it so easy. Your knife doesn't skip around. You get nice, smooth, buttery cuts, and it's so worth it. So I'm cutting off this excess vinyl. You can see there's not a ton of it, but I'm cutting pretty much at a straight perpendicular line to the top of the cup. Maybe I've got a little bit of an angle, but I'm going to sand down the top rim of the tumbler right before the very end so that we get a tiny, tiny little sliver of stainless steel before we put that final coat of epoxy on. But right now, I just want to get all of that excess vinyl that's hanging out on top of the rim, like coming over the edge. We're not worried about that little vinyl sliver just yet. So after that, I added 2 coats of epoxy to the tumbler. I'm using the Flynn Sisters Supply Shop Artist Cure Epoxy, and each of these coats was maybe about 20 milliliters. They don't need to be super thick because we don't have any glitter or anything that we need to smooth out. I'm also not going to do any sanding quite yet, so I'm going to go right into my next step after this epoxy application. I'm going to tape off the bottom of my tumbler using just regular painter's tape. Typically, I like to use electrical tape, but I need to go get some more, so I'm just using painter's tape here. It's totally fine, whatever you have. You just want to make sure that you get a nice smooth edge. You don't want your paint to bleed up into like the body of your tumbler, and then you'll have to clean it up, and I hate doing stuff like that. So once I've got it all taped off, I'm going to take my blue acrylic paint. This is called Blue Heaven from Delta Ceram Coat, my favorite, and I'm just going to paint the entire bottom of my tumbler. And you'll see that I've popped out the bottom cap that the cups from the Tipsy Magnolia have. I just do that with a screwdriver and a hammer. You just kind of wedge it in there and then they pop right out. And this gives you just a little bit more space to do a fun design down at the bottom of your cup. If you don't want to do that, you don't have to. You can just paint the regular bottom of your tumbler. You can do whatever you want. I just like to kind of play with these bottoms and practice getting better at them. Some people are so freaking good at doing the bottoms of their tumblers, and I'm just very, very basic. I never look at the bottom of my cups anyway, so whatever. I'm just practicing. So once I've got that fully painted, I'm going to speed up the drying process with my heat gun, and then I'm going to go in and remove my tape so we can move down into the bottom of the tumbler and do a little bit of fun glitter down here. Again, I'm just a beginner. I don't do any of this crazy magical stuff on the bottoms of my cups. So I'm going to take some UV resin and I'm going to mix in a little bit of Upper Class from Chaseray Creations. It feels like I've been using this glitter for everything lately, but it's seriously just, it looks so good on every color base. It looks beautiful on white. It's like one of the whites you absolutely need to have in your glitter arsenal. So I'm going to take that and I'm going to put that in the middle little well at the bottom of our tumbler. I'm going to pop any bubbles with my little lighter here, and then I'm going to cure this under my UV lamp for about maybe 3 to 4 minutes. And then for that outer ring, we're going to use Mizu. I think I said that right. Also from Chaseray Creations. This is a kind of like metallic mirror blue almost. This is from the Kawaii collection, so there's a bunch of different colors in this collection with the same kind of finish, and it's just so like metallic, pearly, pretty. I don't know what, it's just like a different finish from a lot of glitters that I've seen before. So I'm going to take that very, very carefully, still using UV resin here, and I'm going to put a little bit into that well and then push it around with my popsicle stick. I feel like when I try to do this, a lot of the times I just like get it everywhere and then I end up just filling the whole thing with this outer rim color because it looks bad. But with this one, I really wanted to do the 2 separate circles, so I was very, very careful. I took my time and I just really, really tried to get it right. So once I've got that in, again, I'm going to pop the bubbles with my lighter and then cure this under my lamp again for another 3 to 4 minutes. All right, once we've got that done, we can move into our decal. Now I have a mug that I got from Joann's before they closed, rest in peace, that says "What the Duck" on it. And I feel like it's just so funny to me. I don't know why. Ducks are some of my favorite animals. I love them. Anytime anything has a duck on it or I see like a little duck figurine in a store, I've got to buy it. Ducks are just some of my favorite animals, along with dogs and Highland cows. So I'm going to put this What the Duck decal on. I made this decal. If you're interested in the SVG, let me know and I can upload it to my Etsy shop. You can use any decal you want, obviously any sort of design you want. You don't have to do the same theme or vibe I'm doing. I'm also putting my name down at the bottom of the tumbler. This is going to be my cup. I'm keeping this and I'm using it right now. So just putting my name on it in case I leave it at work or something, everyone will know it's mine. They'll all know anyway because it's ducks, but whatever. So I'm going to put the decal on that seam area again, just to camouflage it a little bit more. It doesn't stand out too much, but I always hate putting a decal over the like perfectly clean edge or side of your vinyl. And then if you turn it around to the other side, you have, it looks like the true back of the cup. So you like cover up the best part of the tumbler, if that makes any sense. So I always like to put my decal, if I can, if it's big enough, over that seam area. So then the rest of your cup looks really nice and clean and there's no true front or back. So for the offset, I'm using just plain regular navy blue vinyl. And then for the top layer of the decal, I'm using my colorful pearl blue vinyl from TECKWRAP Craft. As you guys know by now, I love the colorful pearl vinyl from TECKWRAP Craft. It's the perfect just finish. It's not too metallic. It's not too textured, although I do love my champagne gold textured metallic vinyl. It's just like the perfect finish, just gives it a little bit more than just like a plain regular vinyl would. And as always, I'm going to cut my decal into the tiniest pieces possible to make sure that I get a perfect application with each word. Once I had this on the tumbler, I decided to switch the duck outline. I made the offset of the duck in the colorful pearl vinyl and then the outlet in the blue. So that way the body of the duck would be that really pretty sparkly blue. It just felt like a really big, like dark blob on the cup. And I kind of like the differentiation between the offset of the words and then the outline of the duck and then the like top layer. I don't know, I feel like it just flows a lot better this way. So I just cut that out, changed it, put that on, and then I moved right into my final coats of epoxy. So I'm gonna do one coat of about 20 milliliters right over the vinyl. I'm using the Flynn Sisters Supply Shop Artist Cure epoxy for all of my coats. And after that coat cures, I'm gonna do all of my sanding, sand down the rim, sand down the body of the cup, make sure everything is nice and perfectly smooth, and then I'll add my actual final coat to the tumbler. So once that's all finished, we are all done. And here is the final tumbler design. Like I said, I'm using this right now. I love it. I don't know what it is. The ducks and the flowers and the little what the duck thing just brings me so much joy. It's just like a funny little, I don't know, just brings me joy, makes me happy to look at. So that's it for this video. I hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, please be sure to hit the thumbs up button down below. Make sure you're subscribed to my channel so you don't miss any of my new videos. I'll now be uploading every Wednesday and Saturday, 2 videos a week. And if you want even more, you can join my Patreon group, the Elite Fam, at patreon.com/elitefam for free digital files, an exclusive tutorial, we do cup swaps. It's a really, really fun community. So all of that info is down in the description box. Okay, thanks so much for watching. I will see you in the next one. Love you. Bye. Hello friends, thanks so much for watching this video. I want to say a huge special thank you to my Elite Fam, my channel members, and my subscribers. You all make this channel possible, so thank you so much for being part of the fam. If you want more exclusive content from me, you can join my Elite Fam at patreon.com/elitefam. You can find my tumblers and digital files on my website, madebymalstudio.com. And if you'd like to follow me on social media, you can find me on Instagram at madebymal_studio. Here's another video for you to check out, and I'll see you soon. Thanks so much for watching. Love you. Bye.